If you ever thought the impact of the quarterback is overrated, just look at the matchups that we have in the NFL conference title games. You got Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. You got Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. That is if Mahomes is healthy. Brady-Rodgers certainly speaks for itself. Brady the GOAT. Well, many think Rodgers is the most talented quarterback of all time. And if it's not Rodgers, then that honor probably goes to Patrick Mahomes. He's already got one Super Bowl ring and should be in line for a few more. Josh Allen, he's the newcomer here, but he played like an MVP down the stretch and is as dangerous as anyone in the group. And the formula is really simple. You get an all-time great quarterback, go deep into the playoffs. I'm sure the GMs are going to be watching this weekend going, we got to get one of those guys. And good luck, because these guys are special, should make for some exciting conference title games. As far as the availability of Patrick Mahomes, we don't know. A concussion protocol. But here is his head coach, Andy Reid, talking about Patrick Mahomes and how well he's doing.
Yeah, he's actually doing very well. I mean, I just talked to him, and he's doing good. I mean, we'll see how he is tomorrow. But, I mean, right now he's feeling good.
A lot of times we may see something and go, oh, that didn't look bad. And then we realize it is bad. Or sometimes you think, oh, I don't know how that guy's getting up. This didn't look egregious. It didn't look like Mac Wilson, it was a cheap shot. Lamar Jackson, same thing when he got knocked out. You're never quite sure when the impact of that play and what it does to that person. But you saw that yesterday, and Chad Henne came to the rescue. And here's Andy Reid talking about his backup quarterback.
So I'm proud of Chad and the way he handled everything. And, he probably said it best when he said, listen, this team is unbelievable when somebody has to come in and make them feel comfortable. And, that's what team's all about. So, again, I'm proud of the way he handled things. So.
Yeah, and he should be, because that was one of those moments. If you start to see the momentum shift a little bit, Chad Henne's coming in, all of a sudden he throws an interception, and then he comes back and makes two of the greatest plays. Well, it's not a great resume, but they are two high-end plays for him and what he did. The scramble and then also that fourth down pass that basically allowed them to run out the clock. But as far as surprises go, there was a report prior to the start of the Saints-Buccaneers by Jay Glazer. It's what I think most of us thought, that this could be Drew Brees' last game. He is sort of holding off retirement talk, but you got that feeling that this was it. Here's Brees after the game.
This your last game?
Well, I'll answer this question one time, and that is that I'm going to give myself an opportunity to think about the season, think about a lot of things, just like I did last year, and make a decision.
Yeah, he didn't look good. Yeah, had 3 interceptions there. And you start to think about, he's played in 305 games. Drew Brees, 305 NFL games. That includes postseason. It was the only time in any of those games in which he both had at least 3 interceptions and he passed for under 150 yards. It had been over 4 years since he was last picked off 3 times in a game, week 14 of the 2016 season, and that was also against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But what you saw yesterday is, I think, what we've been seeing the last couple of years, and that is a steady decline with Drew Brees throwing the ball down the field. The offense isn't explosive. I thought the defense was the star this year for this team. I didn't think Tampa was great, but Tampa was opportunistic, and Tampa has a very good defense. I told you Devin White is a star. He's only 22. But Winfield, you've got some players who can make some plays over there, and that'll be fun to see. Weather is going to be an issue in Green Bay. It'll probably be in the mid-20s, probably a chance of snow up there as well. And then you got Buffalo going to Kansas City. But we'll dive into a lot of this with Troy Aikman. He'll join us coming up. McLovin, do you have a poll question for me? This program brought to you by M-Drive. It's the supplement I take every day. Powerful ingredients backed by science. You get energized, stronger, leaner. Go to mdrivedan.com today. Free shipping, 60-day money-back guarantee. Don't let age beat you. Refine your prime with M-Drive.
Okay, we have a bunch of NFL questions over here.
Okay.
You can start with a controversial rule, a quarterback's future, or Deshaun Watson.
How about I ease into the show?
Okay.
How about we ease in?
Okay, well, let's start with an older gentleman,
All right.
a man of leisure, potentially.
All right.
If you're Drew Brees, Do you hang it up after yesterday? Yes or no?
I don't want to tell anybody when to retire. I think we in the media, we want to be ahead of it. You want to be, are you ready to retire? You're going to retire. Peyton went through this for a long time. And Drew Brees, all the greats, if you stay around long enough, that like Ben Roethlisberger, we're going through that right now. Maybe Phillip Rivers going through that right now. I hope they get to play as long as they want to play and somebody gives them that opportunity. And he's already got a great job at NBC Sports. My only concern, and it's a selfish one, is I don't like to see when these quarterbacks sort of fade away. Like they go out and they're limping when they walk off the field. Maybe literally, maybe figuratively. But I didn't think Drew Brees looked great this year. I didn't think he looked great last year. Now, you can put up good numbers in today's NFL, but are you truly dangerous? And I didn't think Drew Brees was dangerous this year or last year for that matter. And, as a result, if the Saints want him to come back, then that's on them. Then Sean Payton's a brilliant offensive-minded coach, and if he sees something in there, then I'm going to trust his judgment there. But if I'm the Saints, I think it's time to move on. I just think you have some young offensive weapons there. I don't think Taysom Hill is the future there, but Sean Payton, I'll defer to him. If he thinks he is, then I trust him. I want to remember Drew Brees as being a great player, but that's me. If he wants to still continue to play, great. It's very, very rare when you see a quarterback, and it's just a quarterback, where he gets to make the call that this is it. John Elway couldn't play anymore. I mean, it was that simple. Or John would have come back because John, how can you win a Super Bowl and go, I'm going to retire? You win a Super Bowl and you go, man, I'd like to win another one here. It's hard to leave no matter what. If you win, it's hard to leave. It's hard to leave when you lose. It might be harder to leave when you have a performance like that by Drew Brees because you feel like you let your city down, you let your team down, and nobody wants to go out that way. Did you see the cool video after the game? And this was late after the game where Brady is getting ready to go to the bus, and Brees is on the field with his kids. His boys always want to go out there and play some football. Brees is out there, sees Tom, and they're right around the end zone. And one of Brees' boys is like, hey, Tom, you throw me a ball? And he had one of those little Nerf footballs there, and Brady's throwing him, a touchdown there. It was a cool moment to see two of the greats of all time, and Tom understanding what that moment means, because we're not very far away from Tom having that same moment where you walk off the field for the final time. And I think you saw that with Drew Brees last night. Yes, Eden.
It is interesting, though, that you don't get the sense that Tom is ready to walk away at all.
No.
Not even close. Whereas Drew, it's clearly on his mind. But Tom Brady doesn't look like he's ready, even close.
Nope, not at all. Wait, he already said that he's coming back next year. Gronk wants to come back next year. Yeah, McLevin.
What about Jameis Winston in this picture? I think he's a free agent. He looked
I
good
thought
on
he
that
signed a
one
2-year deal.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was a 2-year deal for, $16 million?
No, that's Taysom.
Did he do that?
Jameis, I think, is $1 million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think they have to make a decision on him. But how about a Jameis-Taysom combination next year? I think that's kind of interesting. No?
I need somebody I can count on. Like, I don't like the interchangeable parts. By the way, if I knew a trick play was coming when Jameis Winston came in, I would have thought the Buccaneers would have known there was a trick play coming. Because he wasn't going to go out for a pass. And, okay, we're going to line you up over here. Something's up. Something's up. And then all of a sudden he throws a touchdown pass.